Greetings people, this is Vaulander doing another audio for WC replays. Yeah, it's been a while. Had a lot of things to do and, you know. Anyway, sorry about that. So, before I start rambling on like I usually do, I would like you guys to pause the audio at the 2-minute mark, 1x speed, Mr.Cygnus point of view. I'm doing a Cygnus audio, obviously. I've had a lot of comments on my own games that I should find some better games because I'm not the best player. Actually, I'm not a good player at all. But I just do these for fun, and since I haven't played for a while, apart from practicing, I figured it's time to do an audio, and there is a game that is very interesting and very fun, and there's also a lot of things to be learned from it. We all know that Cygnus is a good player, far better than me. Of course, when you're starting to do an audio, you start itching all over your body. It's like when you have plastic gloves on, cleaning something icky, your nose always starts itching, you know. Anyway, Cygnus is a good player, yes. He has 2,000 wins at this point. If you saw the beginning of the audio, he was discussing this with Allforicons. I don't know who it is. I think it's shared account, you know, a bunch of people playing to get all the icons, obviously. And it's on Lost Temple, which you also all can see, and Lost Temple is a very old map, and I'm really sick of playing on it, and also it has no taverns, so in my own games I can't get my Pig Lord! But it also means for Night Elves that if they were the kind of Night Elf player that goes for like Beastmaster and Naga or Beastmaster and Panda, they can't do that on this map, so they're stuck with their racial heroes, which isn't a problem for Mr. Cygnus since he's a Demon Hunter player. He did have a brief stint of using the Beastmaster when, you know, it first became popular, and then changed back to the Demon Hunter because it is one of the best heroes of all the 4 races. I think the only thing that can take it down at level 10 is a level 10 Blade Master, or maybe a Mountain King with Stonebolt and Bash, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to check that out just to find out. Anyway, in this game we are going to focus mostly on timing and pressure. I'm not a Night Elf player anymore, and I've never been good at human whatsoever. But I do know a bit of timing, general strategies, and how to counter various things, and we will go over that in this audio. If I do get a little too dry or technical on things, I hope you can forgive that. Cygnus has complained several times that when he first started listening to my audios, I was very dry and very boring in all strategy and tactics, and it wasn't really all that fun listening to, and I should loosen up a bit and joke around. So, in my later audios, as you all know, those who have seen my audios have been a little bit more free, and we'll see if we can put that in here also. Anyway, 2-minute mark. 1 speed, Demon Hunter is like seconds away from popping out, and the human of course is going for the Archmage, and there's going to be a fast expand attempt. Of course this is Lost Temple, and the human got a very good position. I think the only position better is Cross Map, but at least he's not on the south side of Cygnus, because then the natural expansion would be right neighbor. So that's a good play for the human, or a good roll of dice, you might say. And we are going to start this before the audio is 2 hours long, so in 3, 2, 1, and pause. And here we go. I've turned the sound off when I've tried to do this audio once before, and I was trying to turn off the sound, and I hit Alt S instead of Control S. Control S works for Warcraft, and Alt S stops audio record wizard, so I had like 3 minutes of the game. Cygnus is here running in to creep, obviously. Getting the trolls will get you some serious experience, and it will also get you good items. Attacking the healer first makes the process a lot quicker. When I used to solo Demon Hunter back in Classic, I used Immolation and went for the healer, the trapper, and then the berserker, but since Cygnus hasn't selected his skill yet, he's going for just the item carrying thing first. Gets a claw attack, which is very nice on the Demon Hunter. We have the expansion going up for Allforicons, and he's now heading for the center to do some of his own creeping. Cygnus has prepped that out, and with the Fountain of Health here, he can just heal up. You can get close enough to heal without annoying the creeps during the day. Of course, the closer you are, the faster you heal, apparently. So, in nighttime, it's very nice to do that. Human starts with the weak creeps in the opening here, and that gives Cygnus more time to get the item-bearing creeps. However, with weak footmen, taking the entrance here so you can route to your hero is often a good thing. That's why cross-map on this map is hideous, because your units will usually run right through by the Fountain of Health and get destroyed by the creature until you clear them out. God, I hate that. Anyway, Cygnus is sneaking by to the Vaulander merchant to get his goodies, which is a boots, circlet, and staff. That's pretty typical of Demon Hunter users. I never do that myself, but I have a different way of doing things. That's better than most. He's now got his Hunter Soul up, and as you can see on his face build, which is pretty much complete in the inner structure here, he has moonwalls in a line here. It's not totally blocking off the tree, which means that he couldn't run into his own base to get away, but he does have access to very quick and easy healing. When you're playing Nightelf, you want to have the wells up as close as possible. A gold mine has hit with immolation, and the human teleported in order to save that. Lost a few peasants hit, and now the human is making towers. So for such a small harass, Mr.Cygnus cost the loss of peasants and income, and also the cost of towers. On the other hand, he can't quite go in there again with like bigger forces without having to deal with serious towers. Cygnus is messing around here, trying to kill the Archmage, and the Archmage is going to die. That's a big shame, but you know, shit happens. Why he did that is beyond me. What he could have done is try running around the fountain, trying to make us sit down with footmen, and or possibly waking up the creeps, but his hero would have died anyway, so he pretty much lost there. He's down a hero, he's down a teleport troll, he's lost some peasants on his fast expand, and he's heading straight back up here. As you can see in his face, is stacking very quickly for tier 3. He's going to go for bears. That's a pretty risky move, especially with such an open base. That's why he's so hard on the pushing and harassing here, because he does not want the human into his base while he has nothing to defend it. Towers are going to take a while to get up, and while he's waiting for those to get up, and there's peasant butchery here. And there's not much he can do without serious units. He does have some footmen here, but the Demon Hunter is far faster, bringing in some militia here, trying He did try to surround, but that went very badly. So now we have loss of even more income. We have a surround here, but militia doesn't last very long, especially when you have immolation. And he tries to run it away, and it doesn't work all that good, so he got out, and he also got some more kills. He has weakened units here with immolation, but not at level 1. It takes 10 damage per second, which doesn't really do all that much damage except for peasants, but it does weaken the units, so the human will have to heal them up if he wants to use them. It's amazing, you know, you get this hero which already has cleave and can get serious cleave, apart from the pit lord, of course. The only difference is it takes mana, but a level 3 immolation will really hurt grunts. I fear immolation using Demon Hunter more than I do a mana burner, because with mana burn all you have to do is pop a potion of mana at tier 2 and you can keep casting spells. Clearing out the natural expansion on the south here. He's now got 4 bears at master rank, while the human has his level 2 archmage and some 30s. 6 30s. And the human is also taking up to tier 3. He's a little behind because he has been spending money on units, and also the fast expansion and a million powers here cost him some wood, so he's behind. He cancels a building, which I don't remember what it was. Getting hardened skin for giants. We now have 5 bears. And going up to his natural, which he finds to be orange prep. Running here with, what is it? Level 2 immolation, 20 damage per second. Sucking damage, nice sucking mana like a bicyclist sucks down water. Immolation will not be turned off by the stun, obviously. Mr.Cygnus gets rejuve on his hero. He also has the orb. Rejuve is amazing. It's 400 damage and it keeps on going. It's like healing salves that can't be cancelled. And Allforicons here is whining, even though he... Didn't he have an arcane title? Yes, he does. All you need to counter rejuvenation is 1 or 2 spellbreakers, and it's all your candy. But, you know, it's a lot easier to whine and bitch instead of making 1 or 2 cheap units to counter a rather expensive spell. I think it's 100 mana per casting, and a bear or a druid can cast 4 of them with 4 mana. And you can take it all for half the price, I think. I'm not sure how much it is. I think it's 50 or 60 for steel magic. But it does mean that, well, apart from also burning off mana when you attack, you can steal the rejuvenations. Here, Mr.Cygnus is in the perfect power push position, minus, of course, headhunters or archers, because with his casters, he doesn't even have to run back to his base and get more salves. All he has to do is push in, kill something, and redo and do it all over again. Here, Mr.Cygnus has a rather big advantage, because the human has footmen and priests, which will not hold up the bears, but he decides to give the human some time to get his business going. Getting in some mountain giants hit with hardened skin, which means that they take minus 12 damage and last forever. Human is now clearing out the shop here. Obviously you can see that the human has knights at this time. No upgrades on armor or weapons. While Mr.Cygnus clears out the top creep camp, that would be the center here. Getting some good stuff, freeing up the fountain, and